Speaking Task 1. You will be asked a question about a familiar topic. You will then have 15 seconds to prepare your response, and 45 seconds to speak.
You are planning to donate money to a charity and want it to have a major impact on people. Should you donate to a small local group or to a large international organization?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
Hands down, I would donate my money to a small local group. For one, I think that local charities do more for my community. When I was growing up, my parents always had us volunteer during the summer with a group that repaired the homes of those less fortunate in our town. Of course, someone had to pay for the supplies and equipment, but we provided the labor. Not only did those people get remodeled houses to live in, but our overall community was improved. If I had to donate money instead of time, I would donate to a local charity like that one because I would be able to see the impact that I was making on a more local level.
Speaking Task 2. You will read a short paragraph and then listen to a conversation between two people. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the conversation between two people.
Hey, did you see that announcement about the improved lighting and security on campus?
Oh yeah, I did. You think it's a good move?
Absolutely. You remember those evenings when we'd leave the library late and it felt so dim and eerie? Brighter paths mean less potential hiding spots and a clearer vision at night. Safety and visibility go hand in hand, and I genuinely believe it's going to make nighttime movements around campus so much more secure.
That's true.
And there's another thing. With the increased security personnel, it's not just about responding to issues, but it's also a deterrent. Potential wrongdoers will think twice before attempting anything, knowing there's an increased security presence. Plus, it gives a lot of us peace of mind.
I never thought about it that way. Thanks for shedding light on the subject. It does sound like a step in the right direction.
I really believe it is. It's about time, and I'm glad the university is prioritizing our safety.
What does the male student think about the initiatives that are aimed at protecting students?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The male student expresses strong support for the university's initiatives aimed at protecting his fellow students. He believes that the enhanced lighting across campus is a crucial measure, highlighting how it will significantly improve visibility and safety during nighttime, reducing eerie and dim areas. He also emphasizes the importance of increasing the security personnel presence, stating that it serves as both a deterrent to potential wrongdoers and provides a sense of security and peace of mind to the students. He is very appreciative of these changes. He's seeing them as necessary and timely, and that they address the concerns voiced by the community of the university.
Speaking Task 3. You will read a short paragraph about an academic topic, then listen to a lecture about it. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the lecture.
Hibernation is a process which is associated with warm-blooded animals, and it's something that helps them survive the cold winter months. Let's use bears as our example for this. Just like other warm-blooded animals, bears need to maintain their own internal body temperature, and they need a lot of energy for this. To get this energy, they need to eat a lot of food. But during winter, food is scarce. So the bear would simply lower its breathing, lower its heart rate, which would lower the metabolism, and this in turn would lower the body temperature. So the bear would need less energy in order to survive. And survival is just something that would not happen if the bear would not go into this process. Hibernation is something which can last anywhere from several days all the way to several months. It depends on the species and on the environment in which this species finds itself. Before an animal starts hibernating, it needs to prepare itself. It needs to consume a lot of food because even though its energy requirements will be lower, it will still have to maintain some bodily functions in order to live.
The lecture is about hibernation. Explain why do animals hibernate as well as how they achieve this state. Use points and examples from the lecture.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
So, hibernation is a process which is primarily done by warm-blooded animals. Now, these animals spend a lot of energy in order to maintain their internal body temperature. And so, during winter, during cold months, they are unable to get this energy because there is not enough food. So, they will hibernate in order to spend less energy. Now, before hibernation, They still try to eat a lot in order to collect enough energy that they will need for some bodily functions, because some bodily functions, they still need to be maintained while they hibernate. So hibernation can last anywhere between several days all the way to several months.
You will listen to a lecture about an academic topic. After, you will get a question about what you heard. You will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. Now listen to the lecture.
Realism is an artistic and literary movement that emerged in the 19th century as a reaction to earlier art forms, idealistic and romantic tendencies. Realism sought to depict the world as it is, with all of its flaws and imperfections, rather than as it should be in some idealized vision. In this context, the individual played an important role in realism, which sought to capture the human experience in a more realistic and truthful manner. Realist writers were interested in delving into their characters' internal lives, revealing their thoughts, feelings, and motivations in novel ways. Realism was concerned not only with representing the external world, but also with representing the internal world of humans. Individuals, according to realists, are shaped by their surroundings, and their experiences are influenced by the social, economic, and political forces of their time. As a result, the individual in realism was viewed as a product of their environment rather than an isolated entity. Realists wanted to depict the human condition in all of its complexities, which necessitated a focus on the individual as a distinct and multifaceted character. Realist characters, unlike the one-dimensional characters of romantic literature, were not defined by a single trait or quality. They were instead depicted as complex individuals with conflicting emotions, motivations, and desires. Realists were interested in delving into their characters' internal lives, revealing their thoughts, feelings, and motivations in novel ways.
What did realism try to depict? Include points and examples from the lecture.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
Realism tried to show the world as it really is, with all its imperfections and flaws, instead of portraying an idealized version. The movement focused on portraying the human experience in a more truthful and realistic way. Realist writers wanted to capture their characters' internal lives, revealing their thoughts, feelings, and motivations in a more complex manner. They believed that individuals are influenced by their surroundings and experiences, as well as the social, economic, and political forces of their time. Unlike romantic literature, realist characters were not one-dimensional and had conflicting emotions, motivations, and desires. Realism aimed to show the human condition in all its complexities by focusing on the individual as a distinct and multifaceted character.